again.
¡Ta madre que lo parió!
Man, Grand Rising to the collective. Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, helps glad to grow, helps glad to get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you watching your TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not, but I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Like, do you know how to put it in drive? Yeah. Wait, you might want to move. I'm so glad he's okay. I don't know, something is wrong. I'm gonna call him now. I'm gonna call the police now, and I'm gonna move my. Oh my God.
It's all funny now until it's an army of them mugs, bruh.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I know the truth. We're not going to make it to 2030. I'm not trying to sound negative. I'm just being real. I'm not even saying Trump's a good one. I see him doing the upside down pyramid with his hands, though he could be willing to. I've been to the underground world. Everything you see above ground is underground. We can go under the ocean. Trains go under the ocean. And we're not a ball spinning in space. We're a giant pancake covered with a firmament. You see it. They send up rockets and they explode. There must be a million cracks in there. But one day somebody's going to break through. Nobody's ever going to break through. I could go into it deep, but you don't have enough video.
This is entertainment. You free to believe what you want. Damn, I'm glad they good, bro. That shit, wow.
Are you thirsty? Yo, the cup. Look at the cup. Oh, the cup was empty. Bro, no way. Do it again. Oh, hell no. You know, they say you can manifest anything, even water in a cup. Now that's just amazing. That's impossible.
I said, ain't that the same dude that was in the Navy that was shape-shifting, turning into a reptilian? Y'all remember. Now this man got them crazy ass eyes and all that shit that they implanting, and he turning that. Bro, I wouldn't even drink it. This shit is getting too weird, bro. Spam it up below. What's your thoughts, bro? I just don't understand how he able to say he turning reptilian and then turn around and pop out and all these people on the street is okay with it. It's almost like people could do whatever they want, give it some time, and they could just be in the public again and everybody forgets what they did. This shit crazy, bro.
Hey guys, my name's Lane and I want to welcome you to our underground bunker somewhere in Indiana. It's unknown. That's a 4 foot thick wall, dude. 4 foot thick. That door, you ain't getting that door. Nowhere. That ain't, you gotta be rich and order that shit. Yeah. Just all the piping they had to pour, dude. All this shit that they pour through the whole building, just the way the steps are poured. I mean, this is military shit, dude.
Should I just keep recording?
These are the original lights. I put those in, the new ones. It was dark up here. I got more to put, one there and one here. There's a hatch right there.
Where does that go?
That goes into one of the rooms. Really living here, bro, for new wells. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Look, come here. Last door. Open sesame.
Oh?
Just don't let it catch you from there. Come on, let's shut it off.
There we go.
I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to see the rest. If I could get in contact with bro, he can give me a little rundown on how he got his shit going. I want to follow some steps that he just made. Let me know, y'all. Do y'all agree, or is it just me? Let me know, man.
Tell me what kind of store looks like this?
Do you believe in the Illuminati?
Who? I'm gonna turn that shit right on you, bro.
I do.
Yeah, I know you do.
I do, 100%.
I know you do.
I've never been invited.
Yeah. That's not something I'm going to talk about today.
That says a lot.
He don't care. He's just gonna live with it.
Must watch. And before y'all get to talk this shit, you don't know skunks move and shape like that. There are extraordinary beings, melanated, carbonated beings on this planet that you are connected to through peace and love. That hide from colonizers as well. That these colonizers have trained your mind since you were a kid to believe that they were fairy tale, bitch. Garden of the Galaxy. Don't bring up my spirituality. I'll try to get y'all hip to all this shit to tell you that you are connected to all of it. And they are keeping it hidden. You will see it more once the planet start vibrating more, bitch. Don't bring up my spirituality. Worry about yours.
Have you ever seen this freaky video? It was captured by the Athens, Georgia Public Utilities Department. They were filming a promo video to explain the devastating effects of foreign objects in the sewer system. However, as the camera moves through the drain, it seems to capture something rather chilling. Watch. What looks like a hand reaches up towards the camera's lens. To this day, the Public Utilities Department has no way of explaining this eerie encounter.
Over the past 6 months, I've gone from not believing in the supernatural to questioning just about everything I thought that I knew. If you're just finding my page, I wanted to give a quick update and some backstory about everything that's happened so far. About 6 months ago, I decided to look into the basement that smelled like an animal had died down there. We suspected a sewer line. That did not end up being the case. What they did find was a hole in the foundation wall. That is in another video to a friend that I actually took because it was weird at the moment, but I didn't really think twice about it. There's always been odd things that have happened since I've moved in here, but it's an old house. Things creak. I'm forgetful sometimes. There was always little things, but after that moment, that's when things started to escalate. At first it was small, things weren't where I left them. I'd catch things out of the corner of my eye. I'd hear things throughout the night. Honestly, I thought I was losing my mind until I started catching some of it on camera. I did buy a security camera to figure out what was happening. And what that has caught recently has only led to more questions. There's a lot of things that have happened off camera, but the ones that I have caught have kept me from spiraling because now I know it's not in my head and other people can see it too. You can probably tell I haven't been sleeping much. Anyway, the last incident was the basement door and the piano. Noises last night. I don't know anymore. I don't know. Ever leave this door open? And I just walked in here. I still don't know what any of this means. I'm just documenting it now for my own sanity and maybe to show skeptics like me who a year ago would have laughed at the idea of something like this happening to them. Come here. Come here.
The Bible on Fire is the one that got me. That one, and then when you found the teeth, like, I feel like that shit right there, something was in. He needed to learn the history of the house. Somebody was buried or something tragic happened in the house, bro.
These are 7 files the FBI will never release.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about like those conspiracy things, those things that we're not allowed to look at. Okay, the JFK, are you guessing them? Do you want to guess them?
Yeah, we're guessing them. JFK.
The JFK assassination withholdings is one of those files. Trump administration declassified 63,000 JFK pages in 2025, but thousands more remain unsealed.
He was killed by the government.
What are the really bad files?
Oh, the Epstein.
The Epstein files. Thousands of pages and videos have been seized during Jeffrey Epstein's investigation, and they remain sealed.
Some weird stuff happening.
What's a country that's like dangerous?
North Korea.
No, another one.
Russia.
Yes, the Russia Gate Sentinel files. The FBI's internal Sentinel system has a prohibited access code that hides files completely. Documents on the Russia investigation were hidden this way and only discovered in 2025.
Interesting. Russia's a sketchy place.
Who's in the Beatles?
John Lennon.
The John Lennon FBI file. Now, I don't know what this is.
What did he do?
The FBI fought for 25 years to keep 10 pages of John Lennon sealed, claiming they threatened national security.
What did he do so bad?
I have no idea. They only released after a Supreme Court level legal battle in 2006.
Johnny boy.
Who's the, like, we see a lot of movies.
Tony Soprano.
Tony Soprano. And what's he a part of?
The Mafia.
The Mafia Informant Files.
The Italian Mafia?
The FBI's COINTELPRO informant list inside the Italian Mafia has names still redacted 60 years later.
Damn, okay.
Releasing them could endanger informants and their descendants who are still alive today. You need 2 more. These are people, if you need a hint.
Ted Bundy.
Not a murderer. Actually, the opposite. Kind of revolutionized the time period.
Mahatma Gandhi?
No. I would think of like the 1960s version of Gandhi.
Martin Luther King.
The MLK surveillance tapes. The FBI illegally wiretapped Martin Luther King Jr. for years and recorded private moments. The tapes are set to release in 2027.
He was also assassinated.
Yes, he was.
So all these have to do with assassinations, it seems.
They kind of do. And like weird deaths.
And the last one, is that another assassination?
She's a woman.
Oh yeah, Marilyn Monroe.
The Marilyn Monroe files.
You don't think she's good looking?
The FBI's files on Marilyn Monroe disappeared in 2012 when the AP requested them. I don't know what that stands for.
Asbury Park.
The Bureau said they were moved, but the National Archives never received them. It's still heavily redacted today.
The second one on that list, the reason why is because if everything was put out, I think that shit would set America off. That would, oh shit. Now that ain't something I mean, man, for entertainment, what we saying ain't true. Maybe they would want that, but not in the way it would happen if they told everything to happen in a second. I'm trying to, man, I ain't gonna say too much, but I know that shit right there would tear the world. Imagine sitting front row when that shit first happened.
I'm just in the pool. Please tell me I'm not just seeing things. You see that shit too? Right there.
Two people, so they saying that 2 people escaped from a psych ward in the middle of the night. Oh, hell no. This is spooky. First and foremost, you got Shorty over here hitting the Michael Jackson Thriller dance. Then you got dude over here bunny hopping in a straitjacket. Somebody please help they ass. Cause this should not be happening, bro. This should not be happening. I don't know what Silent Hill, The Grudge, the Hills Have Eyes shit they got going on here. They need to pack this up. Whoever work at this damn psych ward, you might as well put in your 2 weeks notice. Ain't no way in hell I'm about to be going out here chasing after their asses. I'm not doing that. I don't know, you bold to do that. This is terrifying. And you know damn well once they get back, they about to up the doses on them damn meds. This is terrifying. Oh, hell no.
If I'm not mistaken, that's an old clip, so the date, don't confuse me.
Wait, can I ask you, say that again? I didn't catch it. I said, if your cavity hurts, it's near the nerve. Root canal comes next. Try Q-Gig. Use it daily. Half my patients wouldn't be here if they knew this. You didn't hear it from me.
UFO in front of me right now. UFOs really exist, yo. That shit is crazy and scary at the same time, bro. What the f is that, man? Hey, yo, I didn't believe people when they told me that in America, but there is a UFO in front of me right now. UFOs really exist, yo. That shit is crazy and scary at the same time, bro. What the f is that, man? Now you can see it well. You see it properly. Phone that we call it a better quality. That shit is crazy, man. Yo, man. So yeah, I tried to record more, but it went too far. That shit is crazy, bro. Can't believe this shit existed for real, bro.
What if the conspiracy is back when America was formed, our founding fathers were actually the super rich people at the top of society, and they wanted to have control of it instead of the British government. So they whipped up a bunch of grievances and then paid a bunch of poor people to fight a war for them for independence. And then when that war was done, they pit their poor white workers against their enslaved black workers, and they pitted those poor white workers against the native population who they said, hey, you can go steal their land, to make sure that that white working population would never band together with the enslaved people or the natives, because that would be a threat to their power. And then, what if they took that system and just kept renewing it year after year after year, until they not only controlled the eastern seaboard, but the entire continental United States? What if all of this came to a head with a civil war in the 1800s that led to the abolition of slavery as a strategic measure to undermine the power of the South because their labor force was predominantly made up of enslaved people? But what if that abolition stopped short of full equality because the same elites wanted to keep up the class divide between their white middle class and their formerly enslaved working class, and their targeted native class? So rather than make good on their promise of 40 acres and a mule to all of the formerly enslaved people, they instead compensate the former slave owners, who then use their massive pools of wealth to make another system almost identical to slavery, but with a different facade, so they could keep up the wealth inequality that let them believe that they were superior to black people in the general. And what if they maintained that inequality all through industrialization, because it was materially advantageous to those super rich to keep their underclasses divided? And they did that all the way up until the civil rights movement, when there was massive pushback against it. So they offered them some piecemeal concessions, while all the while maligning communism and socialism, the systems that would actually address the inequality that they were using to control the American populace and our entire way of life, social structures, governmental structures, educational structures, institutional structures. While they also undermined those civil rights movements and assassinated their leaders, And then over the next 50, 60 years, as people forgot the urgency and the need of those moments, those same super rich elites harken back to this time of even greater wealth and social inequality as some sort of golden era for America, so they can build support for a large family whose promise is to go back to a time before women had the right to vote, or before segregation had been abolished, or before slavery had been abolished, because they really liked the wealth and control that those versions of society gave them. And what if they have a vested interest in spreading classist ideas to continue to divide the population that is beneath them so that they can continue to maintain their control and possibly push us back into one of these even more horrible versions of the system we have now? What if that's the conspiracy?
Recently came across this book. I was out in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. This book is from 1777. America was 1 year old at the time. The name of this book is right here. It's the Universal Geographical Grammar from 1777. I'll be going through this book, making a lot of videos. There's some crazy stuff in here. I'm just gonna give a quick preview of this because there's things in here like, so here's the opening map. Here's the opening map of the world. And right, let's see, right here, Eastern Tartary, and right here is Western Tartary, and there's China, and what we'll get into farther back is going to be Chinese Tartary also. And then over here, the lower half of America is Florida. The left side, you can see California. And the whole top is empty. And there is no Canada. So then, go to the next one. This is the doctrine of the sphere. Here is the artificial sphere. Because the world was coming from being flat and going into being a globe.
Alright, on a serious note, they said they're making clouds that block the sun, and I don't know if I believe this, but I just don't know what to believe, bro. And that's why I be bringing all this shit to y'all, because y'all be smarter than me and y'all be knowing shit. It was all yesterday. I got a tan, bitch. I didn't even know I could get a tan because I'm black. Look, that's the clouds right there coming out. They making clouds and shit. I didn't even know you could make a cloud. I want one. I want to make me a cloud. I want my cloud to just come where I'm at. I'm going to say clouds hot as outside cloud. My cloud going to be like, don't worry about it. I got you, baby. Come and get up under me. Oh, and then I found out they talking about something. Oh, we just found out the moon is not just gray. Bitch, didn't y'all go there multiple times? So y'all been knew that this shit look like a Skittle on the inside? I'll be lying. I should have seen the video of they dumb ass bouncing around, jumping around, skipping. Y'all couldn't tell that it wasn't just gray when y'all was jumping, running around on that bitch? Anyways, back to this. Do y'all think these niggas making clouds that's blocking the sun? Because what they trying to block the sun for? What? They want us to be depressed? Like, what's going to happen to us? What are they doing to us?
Just take some time to look up and look around.
Your energy can get siphoned just like that at the snap of a finger. We live in Nashville, bro. Think about the traffic. Somebody cut you off, you quick to say, what? Motherfucker, this bitch ass nigga cut me up. Boom. Your energy is siphoned just like that. But you got to bring that awareness back to yourself like, ain't nobody finna feed off my energy, because that's exactly what it is. The whole time that nigga is hired to do that shit, bro. It's niggas that's hired literally to sit in traffic, stir up chaos, cause backups, build-ups on the interstate, swerve people's emotions up because we already had long ass days at work. So now you in traffic, you like, man, I gotta sit in this traffic. Energy gone because you thinking about that shit. Nigga, put your awareness back on the present moment, bro. That nigga cut you off, you safe, you sound, you heading to your destination. It, boy. Ain't nobody taking your energy that you ain't giving away. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is lock in on the present moment and keep putting that awareness back on, oh, this is all a test. These niggas are simply trying to steal my energy. But I just won't allow it because I'm so aware. And the reason I'm snapping is because when you get put in that moment, this will trigger your memory. You'll hear exactly what I'm saying. Hey, nah, they trying to steal your energy. They trying to siphon that energy because this is how they run the world. They feeding off us. Every little thing is a distraction. Every little thing is a test. Every little thing is a way to try to harvest our energy. But we just won't go for it shit because we keep putting awareness around us, within us, around the people that's around us, and we just keep winning.
If you needed to hear that, man, speak life to your people. Don't let this shit
For
crash
those
you
that
out.
claim all over social media that we are living in a simulation, well, you might just be correct. And why do I say that? Because there's a guy on TikTok that claims that he has the code to prove that we are living in a simulation. And it's all being run by advanced civilization, he claims. And we have been living in a 300,000 year long experiment. And his belief is so strong that once he found out all of this information, he actually quit his job. You heard what I said. He quit his job after finding out all of this information. And part of his belief is that each and every one of us, including myself, has metadata. And he actually posted a video that was very detailed to show you exactly how you can calculate your own metadata.
Bro, there has been so many cases of time travelers. Have you heard about the one about the girl at the Elvis Presley concert? No, what is that? So there's resurfaced footage from this Elvis Presley concert in 1977. And in the crowd, you can see a girl. She's pointing what looks like a smartphone, recording Elvis Presley. No way. People have said that it was probably like a autograph book or like an old camera, but none of that's been like validated and no one's been able to prove otherwise. And the crazy part is this concert was like Elvis Presley's last concert before he passed away. No way. And people are saying like this is like proof of a time traveler because they would go back in time and go see Elvis Presley right before he died. Yeah. If you look at it, it looks exactly like a modern day iPhone.
She's even holding it like this.
Yeah, she's holding it like you would
like an iPhone.
Like you would record an iPhone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't usually believe in conspiracy theories, but this one is crazy.
That's actually crazy.
What if they already had the technology only for certain people?
If you want to hide something, put a statue in front of it.
Here's an example of a structure with statues, but those look like columns. And I'm starting to see this in almost all these old buildings. There it is. It looks like it's covering something importante. Are those ventilation shafts? I'm gonna pull up a few more photos, but look at the statue's placement. I think they are covering up vents. Look, there's one without a statue. They forgot. Pay attention to the placement of statues on old buildings. Here's another building with a bunch of statues. The statues are in front of like air conditioning things, vents. I need a longer video.
Is that a reseal? I'm trying to hear her out.
This guy right here posted why he believed that the U.S. warship blacked out the power in Jamaica. Take a listen to what he has to say.
Jamaican TikTokers are saying that the entire island is in complete darkness. And the only reason Jamaica would be going through a blackout is to black out the media from the coverage on the attack that is going.
2 days later.
Well, Sandra, breaking moments ago, a magnitude 6.1 earthquake recorded off of the coast of Cuba.
Right there off the coast of Cuba.
As well as in Orlando and Tampa.
Miami feels earthquake tremors? What?
Did you guys hear about this earthquake that happened in Cuba? It's like a once in a lifetime earthquake apparently, because there's not like tectonic plates at that point in the Gulf.
Is this unusual to see an earthquake in this region? Yes, it is rare.
This is the strongest earthquake ever recorded in the Gulf and felt right here in Florida.
But I need the conspiracy theorists to come out and tell me like what else is going on here.
Let me know your thoughts.
This is the one that's going to make you question everything. The hollow moon theory. Our moon feels like it shouldn't exist, and when you line up the numbers, it starts feeling like somebody put it there on purpose. Let's start with size. Our moon is about a quarter of the size of the Earth, which is freakishly huge compared to other moons and their planets, and I'm not counting Pluto because it's not considered a planet anymore. But get this, the moon is 60% less dense than Earth, way too light for its size. There are only two ways that this works. Either it's porous like a sponge all the way through, or it's a shell around a hollow center. And one of NASA's own, Gordon MacDonald, even said that the data made the moon look more hollow than solid. Now, here's what's baffling. The sun and the moon appear the exact same size in our sky, and nowhere else does this happen. The sun is 400 times wider than the moon, but it sits almost exactly 400 times farther away. Those numbers cancel out perfectly. The famous science writer Isaac Asimov called this the sheerest of coincidences. It's the only reason we get total perfect eclipses, which doesn't happen anywhere else in the solar system. And then there's this. We always see the same side of the moon. Officially, that's because of tidal locking. And to be fair, that isn't unique to our moon, but you have to admit it's a strangely perfect setup for something that doesn't want you seeing its other half. And if people have reported strange flashes, glows, and transient lunar phenomena on the side that we can see, then what's happening on the side that we almost never get to look at? So how did the moon come to be? Well, the leading theory says that a Mars-sized planet called Theia slammed into the early Earth, and the debris became the moon. But test the moon rocks against that, and the isotopes don't show another planet at all. They show that the moon is made of the same stuff as Earth. And then we've got some eerie mythology here too. In ancient Greece, Aristotle wrote of a people in Arcadia called the Proselines. Their name means before the moon, and they told of ancestors who lived on the Earth with no moon in the sky. And they weren't alone. Half a world away, the Muisca of Colombia started their creation story the exact same way. A time when the moon wasn't yet in the sky. Two peoples, two continents, no contact, the same impossible memory. And then, two Soviet researchers took the theory even further. In 1970, Mikhail Vasin and Alexander Sherbakov asked the question that nobody wanted to touch. What if the moon isn't really a moon at all? What if it was constructed, hollowed out, and placed in orbit around Earth by someone else? The more they looked at the early Apollo-era data, the more convinced they became that this idea couldn't be dismissed outright. In their view, there wasn't one single fact that proved that the moon couldn't be artificial. They pointed to strange details in the Apollo data. The moon has no global magnetic field today, yet some of the rocks brought back by Apollo missions were magnetized. Its surface also contains tough, heat-resistant materials like titanium, chromium, and zirconium, the kinds of metals that sound suspiciously like you'd use to build a protective shell. And then there's the crater problem. Hollow moon theorists claim that many lunar craters appear weirdly shallow for their size, almost like incoming meteorites are smashing into the surface and then hitting something underneath that stops them from going deeper. And then there's the big one. During Apollo 12, they crashed the lunar lander into the moon, and according to official reports, the moon rang like a bell for a full hour. The same experiment was carried out with Apollo 13, except they went bigger and dropped a used Saturn V booster, and apparently the moon rang for 3 hours. I'm sure there's an explanation, but usually hollow things ring when they get hit with something. But nah, this is all just an insane theory.
I don't know if this is the galactic war or if the Earth just has hands, okay? But the Earth has been fighting us back for the last 2 weeks. Or have you felt the sun? Have you felt the sun? Give a 107 degrees for 3 and 4 days at a time. Then they're talking about next week it's going to be even worse. Out of control heat. And you got the water, okay? I've never seen so many drowning deaths in the first half of the summer like I'm seeing right now. Then you got these instances where people are going out on these boats going missing. Boats are going missing. Granted, luckily, Kelsey has made it safely. But where are these people going? What is going on? People are jumping into quarries and lakes and ponds and things that they've been swimming and diving into their whole lives, never coming back to the surface. Excuse me? Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Fort Lauderdale, the beach with all that sargassum. Oh, well, that's kind of naturally occurring. This is the worst it's ever been. Okay? To the point where it stinks so bad because all of that seaweed is making its way to the shore that it's killing the tourism. First of all, if it's not the heat that would kill the tourism down in Fort Lauderdale, it's the sargassum stinking up the entire beach. And it's not slowing down. It looks like an oil spill has gotten into that water, okay? Last but definitely not least, the trees. Man said there's a tree that just up and just moved. Not only did it just move and disappear, a new tree, a new different kind of tree is full size in its space within a year. He thinks he switched dimensions, which he might have. We don't know. We don't know. And then your boy down in Florida who says that the tree keeps moving closer and closer and closer to him every day, brought out a measuring tape, and he's not lying. Of course he's not lying. The trees are moving. The trees are screaming to the point where it's screaming so loud you can hear it, and it sounds like some kind of frequency being sent out, like a warning signal, some type of SOS. It cuts through you. Now, when I heard it, I was hearing all different types of sounds, but it's a screeching noise, but at the same time, it also sounds kind of beautiful, but it's loud. I don't know how true this is, but I've been seeing it around, that all of the pyramids just linked up by some frequency, which was measured to be 33 hertz, okay? Then it happened at 3:33 in the morning and lasted 33 seconds. Do I believe it's real? Absolutely, I believe it's real. Finally, they've all activated. They've all activated and linked up. This is absolutely insane right now. Now that was the galactic war. I put dough on it. Is it the war or is it nature having hands and tired of our shit? I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Love you. Bye.
Kawhi Leonard really fled the United States to avoid a RICO case.
I didn't even think of it from that perspective.
Explosive diarrhea videos are being posted online by convenience stores, grocery stores, CVS's. People are dripping. It's just coming out of them. They're trying to walk out of the stores dripping all over the floor. How is this transmitted? Pools in lakes or in produce. So be careful where you eat. This is that one time where you probably want to stay out of that big C place where they sell burritos and stuff, because they're notorious for having stuff in their produce and people get sick at that place. I'm not going to say the name, but they're on the stock market. It's C and they sell Mexican food. Lakes, be careful. I wouldn't be going in the water. I know it's hot. Even pools, because yeah, you might lose a little bit of weight, but it just drips out of them. There's no stopping it. I took a break for a few days and I didn't post here at all because I was being stubborn with this app because they keep fucking with me, bro.
I believe in a lot of conspiracies, but one conspiracy that I am standing 10 toes down on is the fact that Helen Keller was not real, or that she wasn't like fully blind or fully deaf. Something ain't right with that story. They just released a picture of Helen Keller's handwriting. That handwriting is better than every single doctor I have ever seen and worked with. That handwriting is better than any man that I've ever known that has gone to school and learned how to read and write properly. That handwriting is better than all of that. People take calligraphy classes to make their handwriting look like that, and they have perfect vision. Like, be so for real. This is proof, and it should solidify the truth about Helen Keller.
Mistakes were meant to be made. I hope you know that. It's what gives you the proof.
you were looking for, and the wisdom to never do it again. I know I say this all the time, but one of life's many blessings that we ignore is the fact that we get to learn from the mistakes of the people that came before us. But soon, we won't have that same luxury. A book that came out in 2006 references TikTok. TikTok didn't come out till 2016. That's a 10-year difference. But how did they do it? How did they change the wording in a book that was already printed? They didn't. They changed the digital version. Now, in my last video, I tried to stress the importance of physical media and the ownership of it, because when you own nothing and everything is digitized, how will you know what the original is? Disney has done this multiple times before. For example, in the show called Lilo and Stitch, there's a scene that they changed where Lilo hides in a dryer from her sister. But I understand. Kids started hiding in their dryers, and that's not safe. In Netflix, they have a show called 13 Reasons Why, where they changed a very explicit scene, but I understand. The scene was a little explicit. In Grand Theft Auto, the remaster of Vice City, they changed the shirt on a character. He had a Confederate flag on his shirt, and they changed it to a skull, but I understand, because maybe that's too offensive nowadays. But my thing is, what happens when we no longer understand? Better yet, what happens when we don't even know that they did it or don't remember? You see, when you play with fire, you get burnt. That's the proof of your mistakes. But remembering that fire was hot, that's the wisdom. All you got to do is go back. And physical media gave us that wisdom. All we had to do was go back. And now we're moving into a time, into a future where there will be no physical media and no ownership. Everything will be digitized and licensed so they can change it whenever and to whatever they feel like it at any time. That creates a society of people that need to see, play, view, and consume everything as soon as it comes out, and fear that it won't be the same the next time they go around to check for it. In a society with no patience, no archive, no proof, and no shared memory will always be the easiest to manipulate, because they have no choice but to trust the version that is given to them. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day. You know I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. But if I don't, stay out of trouble.
I mean, the way he thought about that, he not wrong.
Listen, I don't know y'all, but this Mr. Mountain Beast, so far, is good. Holy shit, it doesn't make any sense how he's in the Grand Canyon doing this shit. Now, y'all know for decades, we haven't been allowed in there, into this specific part of the Grand Canyon. They always said that it had something to do with it being too dangerous. And then there's been a tribe that's been living there for hundreds of years. But that's not the same part that this guy, Mr. Mountain Beast, is in. And there's hieroglyphics. So far, I've only seen the hieroglyphics. There's hieroglyphics everywhere, y'all. It looks exactly like ancient Egypt. I'll put a couple pictures up. It looks exactly like Kemet, I'm telling you. Now, do we know the lore on this man? Like, how he's been let in? Now, in one of his videos, he did say that there are drones. He didn't say drones, but the way he explained it are drones. He said that there's been drones above him, but he didn't just sneak in there. He didn't. There's no way he just snuck in there. And listen, whoever he is, he got the okay to do this and film and record the whole thing. Now, if y'all don't know, for hundreds of years, we knew this about the Grand Canyon because of G.E. Kincaid. Now, back in the day, he said that there were cave systems, which this guy has found, okay? Cave systems filled with hieroglyphics found, copper weapons, which those weapons, anything feasible or anything tangible, they took. Copper weapons, mummies, and a large statue of Buddha. This is what G. Kincaid found back in, what was that, the early 1900s? I don't know who this is. Someone said, do you realize that he also looks like Mr. Beast? There has to be some kind of connection, but I didn't even think Mr. Beast's connections overrode law. So what is going the on? Is he trying to make it seem like he snuck in there? But or I forget if he said he had permission or what. But permission from who? What's going the on? Why him and why now?
I feel like anytime somebody gets to go see something that's out of bounds, off limits to general public, whenever they get to go see it, you gotta, and they get to really go see it, you gotta question why were they able to go see it and no one else is able to go see it. And then something happened to them, like if something happens to them afterwards, then you really gotta question, did it happen to them or did they fake it? And then again, that role was over. Now they going to kick it with their people. They was just giving us breadcrumbs. You got to question all of it, but I don't think people like to do that all the time. I think that's what we getting at with this clip too. What's y'all thoughts, man?
This is LeBron James, and all I gotta say is I hope it's not true, man. I hope it's not true. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This is for entertainment purposes only. LeBron James has played 23 seasons. He is the only player in history that has done this, according to Google. And at this point, what else is there to prove? What else is there to accomplish? What else is there to do? This doesn't feel like there is something else attached to it on the other side. It doesn't feel like, this doesn't mean that there's some type of loophole that makes him continue to play, because there'll be something that will happen afterwards at all. This doesn't look suspicious at all. This is the NBA. This is a trustworthy sport. What did we learn?
Javier hadn't heard from his friend Antonio in weeks, so he climbed over the back garden to get inside his house. He thought it was empty, but the camera he set up captured some unexplainable things. Convinced his house is haunted, he goes back inside to look for Antonio. What he sees next is something straight out of a nightmare.
Antonio. ¡Puta madre que lo parió!
Puta madre que lo parió. Se colgó este hijo de puta.
He managed to find Antonio, but it was too late. As the lights cut out, he realizes something creepy is watching him. Did this entity drive Antonio insane?
Man, he took too long. Antonio, you gotta figure it out.
2007, the Korean AI prototype known as Hani attempted to manifest itself physically, resulting in a hybrid biological amalgam that tried to escape from the servers. These are the only security camera images that captured it before its escape.
See, bro, they playing too much with AI and all this shit, bro. It's trying to create itself so it can escape. Meaning, that shit sound, bro. Entertainment only. They'd have never got that on Dash. Nobody would believe it.
Is Joe Biden's face
real. Because one of the craziest conspiracy theories on the internet right now is that he has a body double wearing a face mask to look like him. And a lot of these claims come from things like his earlobes looking different throughout the years, his eye color, his skin folding in strange ways, him looking taller in some videos. But the question is, does technology that advanced even exist? Well, here's a crazy story that's actually true. Sometime in the early 90s, the CIA's chief of disguise, yes, that's a real job position, met with President H.W. Bush for the first time, and she told him she has something amazing to show him. When he asked what it was, she said that it was a disguise that she was wearing right then and there, only he couldn't spot it. She then literally took her face off, revealing that she'd been wearing a mask the entire time. Now remember, this was over 30 years ago, and since then things like 3D printing have massively improved face mask technology. In fact, in 2010, a young Asian man used one of these masks to impersonate an old white man whose passport he'd stolen. He got all the way through the Hong Kong airport and even managed to board a flight to Canada, and he was only found out when people on the plane saw him take his mask off, which seems...
So why are we not all talking about this email thread that says that Joe Biden was executed back in 2019 in Guatemala, and we actually had somebody else as our president wearing a mask? And the difference is this is not an anonymous FBI tip. This is an actual email thread that is still being investigated clearly, as there's redactions all over the place. I guess what Donald Trump re-truthed a few years ago was not so crazy after all. So if that wasn't Joe as our president for 4 years, then who was it?
It is not for me. The business really scares me. I've seen so many people come before me and lose themselves, and I've had friends that I've grown up with that aren't friends of mine anymore because they've lost themselves to this business. You'll never see me at an award show if I don't have to be. I'm never going to a red carpet event that I'm not in the film of, you know. I don't want the attention when I don't need it. A relationship is the thing that I keep most sacred. I don't talk about it. I try my best to keep it as private as possible.
Tom Holland is one of the biggest stars on the planet, and he just told you exactly how this industry works. You want fame? You sign your name in blood. That is not a metaphor he invented. That is how the people inside the machine describe it. He does not want to be there. He is scared of it. He is always looking for a way out, but he cannot leave. That is what a contract looks like. Do you enjoy content like this? Follow, or we may never see each other again.
Tell me this doesn't give you chills. There's a video going around of former Brazilian President Michel Temer giving a speech when suddenly you hear his voice change. But there's another version of this video you may not have seen. So the version you've probably seen is this one.
Ao mesmo tempo, nós não vamos parar por aí. Já estão encomendados.
In this version, his voice sounds very distorted and almost inhuman. This, of course, adds to the conspiracy theory that the people in power may not be who they appear to be. But I found the original version of that video. And as you can clearly hear, he is just dealing with a frog in his throat or a cough. But I'm sure there are still going to be conspiracy theorists who still will not buy this explanation. Is this version the original?
Já estão.
Or is this one? And that's the gloriousness of the internet. I'll leave it up to you to decide.
That smile just blows my mind, though. The little smirk he gave.
Do you think you'll ever be queen?
No, I don't. No.
Why do you think that?
I'd like to be a queen of people's hearts, in people's hearts. But I don't see myself being queen of this country. I don't think many people would want me to be queen. Actually, when I say many people, I mean the establishment that I'm married into. Because they've decided that I'm a non-starter.
Why do you think they've decided that?
Because I do things differently. Because I don't go by a rule book. Because I lead from the heart, not the head. And albeit that's got me into trouble in my work, I understand that. But someone's got to go out there and love people and show it.
They were followed, and some say pursued, by a pack of freelance photographers called paparazzis, and apparently speeds of up to 100 miles an hour, when apparently the driver of the Mercedes lost control and slammed into a barrier, hit a wall, and flipped. And from what we've seen of the car, it was a devastating accident. This car was built like a truck, and it was just crushed. We do know that Diana was revived at the scene by paramedics, but that her condition worsened very quickly. She was rushed to hospital.
You know how Elvis Presley died in like 1977?
Yeah.
There's facts like he's still alive.
Elvis?
Yeah, Elvis. So there's a guy in a mental, like dead as a mental institute named Jesse something, right?
Yeah.
He's like claiming he kind of looks like Elvis Presley. You can look up. I'll put the pictures up on the screen.
Mhm.
But he kind of looks like Elvis Presley, right? And he was claiming that I am Elvis Presley. I am Elvis Presley.
Yeah, he
right?
said that?
Yeah, he said that. And obviously no one's gonna believe
Oh,
him.
that's why he's in the mental institute?
Yeah, that's why, cause like no one would believe him, cause he's in that like institute.
Oh,
so
shit.
He's like, no, like trust me, I am.
Yeah.
So a doctor ran a DNA test on him. Fam, the DNA matched Elvis,
No.
his mom, and his dad.
So that's him. What the
We don't know yet, I guess.
So why isn't it in the news and shit?
I don't know. I guess they're censoring it.
Yo, what the hell?
Yeah.
So you're telling me they faked Elvis's death and just put him in a mental hospital?
I guess. Is this another story where it's like, oh, a big celebrity didn't want the spotlight no more and he just wanted to chill?
Maybe not. I think it's a different theory.
What?
So you're telling me this, and I came up with a theory in my head.
Okay.
What if...
You guys, the conspiracy theories this week are conspiracy theorying. Oh my god. I'm obsessed with the conspiracy theories, and even these ones have me shook. And they're all about current pop stars, so that has me extra obsessed. The first conspiracy theory is that Hailey Bieber is trying to put Justin Bieber into a conservatorship. Was Selena right about her? But it's crazy because Hailey Bieber actually is taking over a lot of Justin's business manager role. So if that's true, why did she have him sign with Lou Taylor, aka the woman who put Britney Spears into her conservatorship? When you hear the behind the scenes of what Hailey's doing, it's insane. The second one is that Miley Cyrus is trapped in a cult called the Modern Mystery School, and she's been seen hanging out with the members. I saw someone tweet, it's so nice that Miley's new cult is letting her promote her new single. But I'm actually so scared for her, and you need to hear what this cult is doing. I put a poll attached to the latest episode and asked people who they're more afraid for after hearing both their conspiracy theories, and it's so fucking close. Justin is winning right now, but as you can see, people are scared for them both. It's only a few votes apart. The last one is that Britney Spears' admittedly sexy husband, Sam Asghari, was a paid actor the whole entire time and their wedding was fake and Britney's dead. I cannot shut up about them, so I had to make a whole episode about these, but I put timestamps if you don't give a shit about half of the topics. You can skip to the conspiracy theories. If you stream for the first time this episode, I will zell you $1 billion, so go check it out, link in bio.
Scariest things ever caught on camera.
Especially with my hands. There's somebody watching you on the bag. Where? Oh my god. Oh my god.
I ain't see it till they zoomed in.
If Meg Thee Stallion does not end up getting the very same sentence that was given to Tory Lanez, there is no justice system. I don't want a cancellation of Meg Thee Stallion. I don't want her to lose her career. No. I want her to get the exact same treatment that Tory Lanez got. Not just in the last 2 years where he has been incarcerated, wrongfully incarcerated, for something that your own best friend did as a reaction and a response to your own messed up relationship with her. I want you to get the career gone. I want you to get the blackballing from the industry. I want you to get the 10 years plus in that jail cell. That's what I want. That's fair. That's fair. This man was shanked 14 times. 14 times.
You guys might want to avoid the 91 East freeway right now in Riverside area. I don't remember exactly what area. There's a body on the freeway and I had to swerve to not run over his upper body. So I'm pretty sure the freeway is gonna close down for a couple hours. So yeah, you guys might just want to avoid that. It's 9:40 p.m. right now. It had literally just happened.
Okay, so again, we're in a time frame. Now I gotta say the obvious. Where she gonna record a video to post it on social media before calling the authorities? She said it literally just happened, bro. Content ain't more serious than being a better human. Being a good human is more important than content, bro. Straight up. And if you realize you start to be a better human, the content will work and flow. Because you're doing the right shit. It's all about your intentions, man. Let me know y'all thoughts. Let me know y'all opinions. I can't believe what I just heard. I get it. You letting people know. But what if somebody rolls over that man's upper and then the head fly off, bro? Now the family can't even make a proper burial. You don't know the situation. Like, damn, bro. Damn, I mean, it's not smart for you to get out the car and be there, but you need to call authorities so they could come and stop and shut the shit down. I read this thing my grandma used to always have on the refrigerator. Everybody waits for somebody to do what anybody could have done. Meaning we all sit back and be like, well, somebody else can call, somebody else can do it. Nobody ends up doing it. The job never gets done, and any of us could have done it. When nobody did it. Because we all waited for somebody. The shit's twisted, bro. Shit twisted. Prayers.
17 years? 17 years? The sewing machine been running 17 years? The last 17 years been up, and I know I speak at least 12 of them a slave, and that shit just cut the off, and I feel better, but you telling me there's no coincidence? Ha!
What was on the note?
I'm just saying a little bit because I can't. My dad. I'll see you later. I'll see you later. Mom, come see her. Come say hi to. Come say hi to your godfather. Okay. Come say hi to your goddad.
So.
Y'all, I just went and looked up my genealogy and found my ancestors in Mississippi all the way back to 1790. And they weren't slaves. Instead, I found long distance grandparents who were indigenous to their lands, and they also was on the Indian roads. By 1830, they were part of the Indian Removal Act and was summoned to go to Oklahoma to document themselves. But my family ended up staying because they refused to leave, and so they did not want to give up their land. So eventually, about a couple of years later, Oklahoma and the state of Colorado made an easy access for the Mississippians who were not documented during the Trail of Tears. They were able to still be documented through the census, the Indian roll census during that time, but it had to be underneath Colorado. And so their agency was the Colorados underneath the tribe of the Southern Ute or the Southern Utes. But it did not mean that they were the Southern Ute. They were actually Choctaw. They pretty much were the last minute Choctaws that refused to give up their land. And they were pretty much forced into just signing any type of documentations under any of the rolls to document them. At the same time, there was no documentation in this central Mississippi area of any documented slaves. By then, English settlers came in, and actually that's when Jim Crow actually started in the 1840s, and they started pushing our family out of their land slowly, one by one. By 1865, my fourth great-grandfather lost all of his land, including all of his brothers and sisters. But under my assumption, they told me that everybody that was from Mississippi were slaves. But the documentation does not say that. It actually says that we were on that land. We never left that land. We were actually pushed out of the land starting in the 1840s. And then English settlers started to bring so-called slaves here, and they started occupying our land and starting cotton plantations. Meanwhile, our family were pushed off to the side and was forced to go to unknown lands and forests in order to survive without any like, they pretty much had to start over from scratch. We just stole the land and then put the people that had that land as sharecroppers, and they pushed us out. Because when I go and see that my fifth great grandfather is on the census, he's documented as a owner of the land, and he was a farmer. But he did not have slaves, nor did he own his own land, but he was the owner. So by 1869, they gave up the deeds of the rights or something like that. It was so weird, guys. It was like, first they had land, then the land was gone, but the land was still documented, and then all of that just disappeared. So I'm confused. Where did these slaves come from? Because if the Mississippi didn't have slaves in the 1820s or the 1830s, and slaves didn't show up to 1840s, but the Civil War started in 1860, I don't see slave. There was never documented slaves in Mississippi for hundreds and hundreds of years. Y'all, somebody's lying. I'm starting to get confused. My head's starting to hurt. I literally just went back all the way to the 1790s and found us in the Indian Rolls. And no, we were not slaves at all. And on top of that, every other family member that was on my mother's side of the family and father's side of the family, all was still there in the 1790s. None of them were documented as slaves.
I feel the pain, the frustration, the getting irritated. That's how I felt. Because I'm looking down one lane and it's saying the same shit she's getting. But then I go over word of mouth, and my grandfather tells me that his great grandmother was native, which we got proof of, but her husband, his great grandfather, didn't talk much, and he was mean, and he was an ex-slave. So that's where it's like, bro, I don't know. I hear word of mouth, but I'm reading something. The shit's crazy. I felt that, man. What's y'all thoughts? But that clip gonna ruffle feathers. So we're gonna go ahead and close this one out. It's still some more left, but we gonna hold that one off because I got a feeling this shit get more crazier, and we gonna just let that one be the last clip. So I don't feel like dealing with the heat today. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Don't forget to hype up the video. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps glad to grow, helps glad to get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you watching ETV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Till I see y'all in the next one. Y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account, sheesh, at the amount.